is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Pretty good weekend for the Angels in Houston, taking 3 of 4, and tonight they return home for the last week of the regular season. It's a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Oakland Athletics, kicking off tonight. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and while we tick off these games toward the end of the season, we also tick off starts for Jared Weaver. And who knows if this is going to be his last and final start. Perhaps he starts on Saturday. Maybe he comes back next year, but at least we've had a deeper appreciation for what he's brought to the table throughout his career, and maybe just finish off on a winning note.
Yeah, 12-game winner this year. Victor took a look at our Honda helpful moment. He threw the ball very well down in Texas, looking for career number 150W for the Halos, wearing that Halo uniform. I'll tell you what, he had some of his best stuff. Velocity on the fastball, 84, 85, 86 miles an hour. He located it very well. 6 punch outs in 6 innings. The breaking ball is always there. Changeup, excellent. Look for Weaver to do the same against the Oakland A's. He's had a lot of success against them, but mainly using those secondary pitches to be successful, tipping that cap as he walks off the field for win number 150, second all-time on the Halo list. Chuck Finley with 165, 79 wins in his career here at the Big A. Very good numbers. ERA under 2 against Oakland here. So again, you get ahead of the count against Oakland. We've seen that in the past, especially for Weaver. Then he throws that breaking ball. Should be very successful tonight.
He pitched very, very well in that heat in Texas, and it is hot here in Southern California. Temperatures touching triple digits. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Who knew?
It is late September, and it's still smoking hot. Sean Manaea is on the mound for the Oakland Athletics as we're just about ready for baseball here in Southern California. Sit back, relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Brewhouse Bacon Burger today for limited time only at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Welcome back out to the Big A. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the visiting Oakland Athletics. Of course, the last meeting of the season between these two teams, and both have struggled mightily this year. The Angels in 4th, the Oakland A's in 5th, and just trying to finish the season on a high note, if you will. No serious injuries for the Angels. I mean, I don't know if it could get any worse considering what the Halos have gone through for the first 5.5 months of the year, but that's what you're hoping for. Hit the offseason running and see what Billy Epler in the front office can do before heading into spring training in Tempe next spring.
I really like what I saw energy-wise from the club down there in Houston, especially the Astros trying to get to the postseason. 2 very good comebacks in back-to-back nights for the Angels, showing those guts that they wanted to continue to keep winning games here all the way through to the end.
And yesterday afternoon, they ran into a pretty good pitcher in Joe Musgrove, who picked up the win. The youngster threw the ball exceptionally well, so you kind of tip the cap to that young man because he really kept the Angels hitters off balance. With the Angels having taken the field, we'll take a look at Bob Melvin's starting lineup for the Oakland Athletics. Game number 156 for them. They currently at 67 and 88 on the year. You'll have Joey Wendell leading things off at second base. Stephen Vogt will serve as the DH and he'll bat second. Ryan Healy at third. Chris Davis, the cleanup hitter, in left. Yonder Alonso at first. Danny Valencia at right. It's Marcus Semien at shortstop. Bruce Maxwell doing the catching and batting 8th. And then you've got Brett Eibner batting 9th and playing center field. Mentioned Jared Weaver's making his 32nd start of the season. 12-12, a 5.20 ERA, and like you said, picked up career win number 150 in his last go-round.
You mentioned those numbers at home: 79 wins, 36 losses. That's 10th best as far as winning percentage in the history of the game. But my go-tos for Weaver to be successful tonight is work ahead, get ahead with the fastball, and then get these Oakland A's hitters to chase. And that's one thing Weaver has done so well in his career against Oakland: work ahead and then make them chase off speed.
Take a look at the defense for the Angels this evening behind Jared Weaver. Jeffrey Marte back in the lineup. He's in left. Mike Trout at center. Cole Calhoun at right. The infield with Yunel Escobar and Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Gregorio Petit and C.J. Cron on the right. And Jeff Bandy behind the plate.
And speaking of defense, take a look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Andrelton Simmons made 2 unbelievable defensive plays in Houston. You see the distance he has to go. He's playing the shortstop position. A ground ball down the line off that short wall. How much ground he covered. 80 feet to get to that baseball. Slides a perfect throw to make it out at second base. And then here on a pop-up with a man on first, Springer drifting out, thinking he may be able to advance. Goes 60-plus feet, catches it, fires to first to get Springer on a double play. 2 unreal plays by Andrelton Simmons.
He is a spectacular defensive wizard. And we'll see what the offseason has in store for him as to whether or not he is able to pick up his first Gold Glove as an Angel. Joey Wendell ready to lead things off. 274 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. First one's in for a strike. 22nd game for Wendell at the major league level. 26-year-old from West Grove, Pennsylvania. You know West Grove?
Yes.
You do? Okay. So technically he's a Philly guy.
Yes.
Your book. So if there's a 500-mile radius around Philadelphia, you claim them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. Nice Eagles helmet, by the way.
Thank you. I thought you'd like it.
0-2 on the way. Just got a piece of it on the breaking ball. Count remains with no balls, 2 strikes.
Did go to Westchester University.
Yeah.
That's where my brother went.
Oh.
Played baseball there also.
No wonder you're super excited to see Joey batting.
Yes.
Another 0-2. That's just inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. AAA this year. Wendell hit .279. 31 doubles, 9 triples, 12 home runs, and 61 runs batted in. Escobar back and off the line at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes tonight. Ryan Blackney at first, Tom Woodring at second, and the crew chief is Larry Vanover. He's over at third. .90 degrees, by the way, at first pitch. It's cooled off. Breaking ball, he's just way out in front of it. Such a tantalizing pitch.
Yeah, 71-mile-an-hour curveball. Especially after the pitch before was an elevated moving fastball going away to 85. That's the thing about Weaver. Really sets up hitters so well.
Another breaking ball, another foul.
Now you think that Weaver, the way he pitches, he can try to paint a fastball away now. Try to keep it down.
Last faced Oakland at the Coliseum on the 5th. Got a no decision. Gave up 5 runs on 4 hits, 4 innings of work. This is back up the middle, hits the mound. Simmons gloves it on the short hop. 1 down.
It's like automatic. Show Simmons doing something, and right away he's involved in a game with a smile. He gets to every baseball, and Weaver's just looking back at him like, how were you there? Right up the middle. That's a tough hop, too. Simmons has time. There was that Wendell at first.
Wasn't it the A's, the game that Weaver got hit?
Yes, it was. Right back up the middle. Yes, exactly. That arm strength is outstanding, too, for Simmons.
So 1 out, nobody on, and Stephen Vogt at the plate. DH/catcher. DHing tonight. Look at a strike. Vogt at .254 with 12 home runs and 53 RBIs. Pitch up in the zone.
Oh, high slider from Weaver to Vogt. Vogt, a .303 career hitter against Weaver, 10 for 33 with a couple big flies.
Shift is on. Petit down in shallow right. Flare foul. Halos have the advantage of the season series. 9 games, 9 wins, 7 losses. Play Oakland for 3, Houston for 3. Vogt goes down swinging, 2 down.
That was a real good slider from Weaver. Hyundai key for this game with Weaver on the mound. Going a little Nelly, heart of a champion. No doubt with Weaver, we talked about that, how he competes as well as anybody that's ever put on that Angel uniform. Whether this is his last start of the season tonight or Saturday, we'll wait to see, but you know he competes as well as anybody wearing that uniform. Second all-time in W's behind Finn the Win. Weaver at 150, Finley 165.
No country grammar from Nelly today. You didn't bust out Nelly for the Cardinals series. Isn't he from St. Louis?
Yes, he's a big Cardinal fan. No. Cardinals struggling a little bit today, though, to try to get into the wild card race.
Getting thumped by the Cincinnati Reds 14-2. Top of the 6th.
So they got a safety.
That'll leave a mark. A lot of big scores. Cubs scoring 12. Arizona scored 10 tonight.
Cubs looking for their 100th win of the season.
2-0 to Healy. That's in there for a strike. Rookie third baseman hitting .303. Has 12 home runs, 33 RBIs. Really had a nice season. This is grounded over to short. The shift on. Simmons has it. Weaver with a 1-2-3 first. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout coming up. the first inning, a 1-2-3 inning, and for Jared Weaver. Take a look at Socha's lineup for the Angels. Game number 157. Escobar will lead things off after taking yesterday off after the passing of his friend Jose Fernandez. He's back in the lineup at third. Cole is in right field. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols DH. Jeffrey Marte gets started left tonight. C.J. Cron at first. Andrelton Simmons at short. Jeff Bandy behind the plate. That's Gregorio Petit batting ninth and playing second base. They are taking on the 24-year-old left-hander. He's from Maryville, Indiana. His name is Sean Manaea.
Manaea, he's had a pretty solid season. For my go-tos to be successful is be ready to jump on that first pitch and also make road bumpy. He's really struggled on the road. 5.77 ERA, but first pitch, 450 against him.
Escobar always seems to swing first pitch, or at least early in the count. One pitch, one out to start the bottom of the first. And the Athletics stack up like this on the defensive side of things with Davis, Eibner, and Valencia in the outfield from left to right. Healy, Simeon, Wendell, and Alonso from third to first. Maxwell behind the plate.
And Healy getting another start. 66 games, 67 opportunities to play for Healy over at third base. Is really starting to improve with the glove at third base. He's committed just one error in his last 24 games. 7 in his first 41, but he's gotten a lot better. He's always had a very strong throwing arm.
Cole looks at a strike. Comes in batting .265, 17 home runs, 70 RBIs. In the leadoff spot yesterday afternoon, had a 1-for-3 game, picking up a double, his 30th of the year. 1 ball, 1 strike. '24th game, 23rd start for Manaea. 6-9 mark, a 4.03 ERA. A 2-1 count. Second start against the Angels. Faced them here on August the 2nd. 5 2/3, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned on 6 hits.
Yeah, you see that good fastball. It's going to be 90-95. A slider, very good changeup.
Foul at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Manaea, first round pick by the Kansas City Royals. 2013 out of Indiana State, then came over to Oakland in Ben Zobrist trade last year. It's a pretty good move for Oakland. Worked out well for Kansas City.
Zobrist moved over now the Chicago Cubs. Mentioned earlier, on their way to their 100th win of the season tonight.
That hits Cole. Going with an off-speed pitch. And the Angels have a man on with 1 out for Trout.
That's one of those pitches that you see a youngster trying to guide that breaking ball to the outer part of the plate, and it slips out of his hand. It's Cole, for part of the hamstring area.
Didn't rub it.
If you're going to get hit with a pitch, a 77-mile-an-hour curveball's not a bad one to be hit by.
Yeah, I'll take that one, please.
So I could throw a 77-mile-an-hour curveball at you tomorrow. This
Absolutely.
For fun?
I will. You know what? Let's do a demo.
Yes.
I'm all for it. Trout swinging first pitch, bounces one up the middle. It's a single. Cole will stop at second. Mentioned Manaea jumping on that first pitch, and that's what Trout does.
Yeah, hitters this year, when they put the first pitch in play against them, 450, 36 for 80 with 6 home runs, 21 RBI. And he lets that go, anticipating a middle infielder being there. That's why you look back to see where they're located. He thought for sure somebody would be there, field that ground ball for Trout. Instead, it's a base hit.
Two on, 1 out. Pujols at the plate. Albert takes outside. What would you do? What would your arm do if you actually threw a curveball right now? The arm would be attached, wouldn't it? At a socket.
I have to move some bone fragments around on my elbow there before I would throw it.
That's a strike on the inside part of the plate to even the count.
And Albert's been so good in these situations. 4.99. That's at bats RBI ratio this year, 5th best in the majors. Very good opportunity right away to give the Angels and Jerry Weaver an early lead.
118 runs batted in for Albert. Good for 3rd in the American League. Edwin Encarnacion at 125. David Ortiz 124. So you'll look at another strike. And it is 1-2. Hit by pitch. That's Calhoun. He's at second. Trout followed with a single. Manaea, big kid, 6'5", listed at 245. Long look back to Cole. Oh, chopper back to the mouth. Somebody called time apparently. So that's a no pitch.
Right there, the umpire calling timeout.
That's tardy. I think the Angels may have gotten away with one. Another 1-2. Albert fouls it off. Gave the Manaea pitch here on the 2nd of August. He ended up taking a loss, giving up those 5 runs. Struck out 4 and walked 3. 1-2 again. Albert, little bouncer back toward the mound. Manaea doesn't have a play in second. Low throw, and did he keep the foot on the base? Apparently he did. 2 down.
He thought about making that throw initially, second base, and then didn't get a whole lot on the throw to first base. Yeah, Alonso was able to keep his foot barely on that base. Low throw. A lot of times when you see, whether it's an infielder or certainly a pitcher, when they all of a sudden just try to aim the throw over the first base on a ground ball at him, always seem to make that low throw.
Incredible athletes. They had a lot of trouble throwing the first.
Footwork, though, was outstanding.
Sure.
Look how quick that footwork was to put himself in position to make the throw to second.
2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and here's Jeffrey Marte. So they started left field tonight. 251 average, 12 home runs, 38 RBIs, and he will look at a strike. Ground ball left side. Healy's got it. Across the diamond, low throw, and Alonso digs that one out. So Yonder getting some work over at the first base bag. We'll head to the second with no score. Top of the second, want to remind you that you can get your red on in 2017 to receive special benefits and great ticket prices by becoming an Angels season seat holder. Just call 888-796-HALO or go to angels.com for details. Weaver with 16 pitches thrown in the first, 12 for strikes. Retired the side in order. He'll face Davis, Alonso, and Valencia for Oakland. There's Davis jumping all over that first pitch, fouls it back. This season he's had 40 home runs, 99 runs batted in, a .249 batting average.
22 doubles and 2 triples also.
Takes the breaking ball down and away, did not go.
And that's the spot where you want to throw against Davis. He's had a tough time in that outside pitch, especially that lower half of the plate at 174 batting average. He's really crushed anything on the inner half of the plate and elevated out over the plate.
Two and one.
And we talked about what spots in the plate, the hot zones where Davis has been successful, right down the middle, obviously with big numbers. Down and in, very good, but that down and away zone and up and in, that's the zones where Weaver's very effective, going to fastball up and in, and that breaker ball going down and away. He's tried it twice. And there's the fastball up and in, hits the spot.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Down goes Davis. Second strikeout of the night for Jared.
You talk about hitting the spots where you know a hitter's had a tough time. Up and in, fastball, then goes down and away with the breaking ball. Talk about learning and knowing how to pitch. That's Weaver. And knowing the zones in which Davis has struggled. Hit both those spots.
One out for Yonder Alonso. Alonso, the first baseman, hitting .255. 7 home runs and 53 runs batted in.
Another good break ball. Slider's been better too for Weaver of late. Alonso 4 for 11. That's a .364 batting average in his career against Weaver.
And Alonso goes down swinging on the breaking ball. 2 outs.
Much better feel for a slider of late for Weaver. See that tight rotation, the slider? It's going to be 78 to 79 range. His curveball anywhere between 68 and 71. Changeup, middle 70s. Fastball's been around 83 to 86 range now. Much better in that arm slot. Finally comfortable.
2 outs, nobody on, and it's Danny Valencia at the plate. Right fielder takes a breaking ball downstairs. .288 average for Valencia. 17 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Originally they were starting third baseman. Just bounced around the field a little bit.
The ability to get back into counts and throw a curveball for a strike, so important for Weaver.
Two one. A beauty. Talk about getting the bottom part of the zone. Evens up the count. Breaking pitch, line to third, and Weaver with a 1-2-3 second. 6 up, 6 down for Jared as we head to the bottom of the second inning with no score. Mound of Marte, bouncing one to Healy at third. Bouncer up the middle, hit off the glove of Manaea. Wendell has it, throws down Crone. That's a 1-4-3. One out.
Seen a number of really aggressive first pitch swinging against Manaea. We talked about the numbers. What that tells you, that means he's throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs, and he's getting a lot of the plate on that first pitch to try to work ahead. As far as percentages of pitches, 57% of his pitches fastballs, 14 slider, 29 changeup.
Of all people, Andrelton Simmons doesn't swing at the first pitch. There's a surprise. Always hacking. Head of the count at 1-0. Skies this one to left center. Not very deep. Simeon still drifting out there. I guess nobody else wants it. He'll take it himself. Simeon.
That's a long way to go.
He looks at Eibner like, okay, I'll take it, guys. Sure, no problem. Hey, fans, this broadcast of Angels baseball is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome you to our broadcast, and as always, we thank you for your continued service. Two quick outs for Manaea, and here's Jet Bandy. Oh, what? On the corner, danding the hole at 0-2. Angels catcher hitting .239 with 8 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Had the afternoon off yesterday. He caught Saturday. .2 pitch. Called strike 3. Got the fastball on the inside part of the plate. Manaea picks up his first strikeout, and we will head to the third with no score. against the Oakland Athletics. Stay tuned later tonight at the postgame show for the business of sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Toyota Irvine.
By the way, congratulations to the Cleveland Indians. Won their division tonight. First time since 2007. Cleveland winning the division. Terry Francona has done an outstanding job with that Cleveland club.
Marcus Semien takes a strike. Bottom third of the order for Oakland. Semien, Maxwell, and Eibner. Marcus hitting .233, has 26 home runs, 70 runs batted in. Shift is on. He'll look at another strike. Both starters here in the early going. Throwing a lot of strikes. That's the way it should be. Nibbling's overrated. I mean, unless you're a baby. It's different. 0-2. And Semien drives one out toward left center field. Towering shots. Got some carry to it. Trout near the wall will make the catch.
We're so used to him going over the wall and bringing back a home run with Weaver on the mound. He was primed to do so, but didn't quite have to get there. As he runs that one down. Warm day like today, the baseball will carry. It's a pretty good fastball. It's down and away. Semien went down and got it. That's a pretty good swing. Kept its head still. Barrel of the bat. You see Trout getting back to the wall just in case. Reaches up. Solid play by Trout in center. Weaver going, yeah, no problem.
Pitch to my yard. Don't mind me. Bruce Maxwell. Hitting .284 with a home run and 13 runs batted in. 28th game for Maxwell. Run that two-seamer on the front door.
Almost looked like Alonso Marquez was going to call that one a strike. It was a little bit off the inside corner, though.
Maxwell pops it up on the third base side. This one will land behind the dugout. Or on the dugout. But then
beyond the dugout now.
I was predicting the where it's eventually going to land.
It's a good prediction, though.
Wow. It's really hard when just follow the ball. No rafters here. Nope. Don't worry about the roof.
Saw that quite a bit down there in Houston.
Yeah, some shiny windows too. One, two. Missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a pretty good slider.
Breaking ball out to center. 2 down. Hey, get your red on. Join us for a pregame Oktoberfest celebration in the Gate 1 Music Garden when the Angels take on the Astros on Friday and Saturday. That's coming up, folks. Get ready. Enjoy a variety of beers, live music, and more.
More?
That's right, more. Visit angels.com for more information and to purchase your tickets. It's Oktoberfest right around the corner. Family's ready.
Fantastic.
That will be on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
Brett Eibner hitting .202 with 6 home runs and 22 runs batted in.
Boy, the slider and curveball feel for Weaver tonight early on, fantastic.
Eight up, 8 down for Weaver. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and post that.
29 strikes and 40 pitches thrown for Weave.
Man, you're really into that Oktoberfest
thing.
thing.
Yes.
Ground ball left side. Escobar has it. Across the diamond, 9 up, 9 down for Jared Weaver. We head to the bottom of the third with no score.
baseball. What a touching moment here in Miami. All his teammates gather around on the mound where he dominated so much for Jose Fernandez. In the first bat of the game, D. Gordon, after taking the first pitch, batting right-handed, hits his first home run of the season. And the emotion as he came back into the dugout, almost impossible to think that could have happened, but what a shot by D. Gordon to pick up his teammates and to remember Jose Fernandez so well.
Marlins answering her, mentioning before the game that they are retiring the number 16, and every member of that team wearing the number 16 and Fernandez on the back of their jersey.
Still hard to even think about it, because every time you look, you see that name and number. And all the tributes you saw last night and today, that smile. Way too young.
Petit rifles one down the line, but slices out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. 249 average with a couple of home runs. Up and in. 16 RBIs for Petit. The way that game started for the Marlins, too, the way they started scoring a ton of runs. Can you imagine if they had just been able to get to 16, stopped? That would have been unbelievable.
It must have been so difficult for them even to think about playing the game today. The emotion.
Petit gets jammed, fouls it off. The count remains at 1-2. Nine 1-2 for the Angels here in the third. Petit, Escobar, and Calhoun. Off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Manaea with a strikeout and a hit, and 1 hit batter. That's it. Halos had a couple of men on with 1 out of the first, but left 2 on. Petit yanks it foul this time. Ricochet going all the way out to Chris Davis. I'm sure he can find a former Titan out there at the Cal State Fullerton.
Boy, has he put together a great year this year.
Yes, he has.
Actually, great power numbers throughout his career.
Time was called. He arbitration eligible, if I'm not mistaken. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good at bat working here for Petit. We'll get to a full count now. Another foul ball.
Manaea working both sides of the plate, or trying to. Popped up. Middle of the infield. To second baseman Joey Wendell calling for it. 1 down. Brings up Yunel Escobar. Escobar grounded out the very first pitch he saw. Takes a strike.
It's a pretty good breaking ball. See right on the helmet there for Escobar. JF 16. Same thing with the eye black on for his eyes for his friend.
Had to drive the bat on that high fastball.
And we saw, yesterday, he was heavy heart for his friend.
Drives this one into center field. Eibner moving over, makes the catch. Well, really squared that one up and right to Brett Eibner, 2 down.
Right fielder number 56, Cole Calhoun.
Cole hit by a pitch in the first, and no official at bat for him. Good numbers against lefties this year. Trying to hold up. No balls, 2 strikes. Cole just the third Angels right fielder to have a 30 double, 15 home run season multiple times. Vladimir Guerrero, Tim Salmon. He's not a big home run hitter. One and 2.
So when you think about it with Cole, you're thinking gap-to-gap type power. But when he turns on a pitch, especially in the lower part of the strike zone, he can hit a baseball a long way.
He'll go down swinging. Here's Manaea, picks up his second strikeout of the evening. We head to the 4th, still scoreless.
Mike Scioscia's club here trying to avoid the cellar. One of 5 teams that has not finished in last since 2000. Braves in position right now to do so. Dodgers, Yankees, St. Louis, the Angels currently lead over the A's by a game and a half to try to avoid that under Mike Scioscia, that last place in the AL West.
Wendell shooting one out to center field, jumping on that first pitch. He's the first down to start the 4th. Wendell low for 2. He grounded out to first, or pardon me, to short in the first inning. Weaver with 3 strikeouts. He's retired the first 10 Oakland A's batters. And will face Stephen Vogt, who struck out at the first. A breaking pitch down and hit. "12 home runs on the season for Vogt, 10 solo home runs." Vogt, the pride of Azusa Pacific.
Christian Okoye went there.
Oh, yeah. I was just letting that breathe.
Yes.
Letting it marinate. So I was going to jump in there with Christian Okoye. 2 balls in the strike.
Chiefs pretty solid last night.
Nah. Jury's still out. Jets are just that bad, I think. Combination. 2-1. Missed inside. 3 balls in a strike. First time that Weaver's gone to a 3-ball count. Had to throw his 47th pitch. 32 have been strikes so far. Yeah, got to chase that break, but that's the same one that got him on the strikeout.
Yeah, he was guessing fastball there in a 3-1 count. Threw that big slow curveball. Swung over top of it again. Starts almost let her high, and almost ends up in the dirt.
This one's lifted out to shallow left. Marte has to come in on it.
That's a great sequence too. A nice changeup. Right away, Bandy put down that sign for a changeup, and Weaver went with it. Jeff Bandy's done a very good job catching behind the plate. He's done a solid job with Weaver on the mound also. And always important for a pitcher to just have that good rhythm with your catcher. Putting down a sign, going with it, going with the game plan you created before the game started.
There's Ryan Healy, grounded out to the left side of the first inning. Takes a breaking ball down and away. Product of Crespi Carmelite, 24-year-old at the University of Oregon. Foul this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3rd round pick by Oakland in 2013. In the 66th big league game.
Mentioned last time in town, very good pitcher at Crespi.
Ground ball. This one's to the shift. Petit to the left side. A 1-2-3 inning for Jared Weaver. He's faced 12 batters and he's retired all 12, and we're still scoreless. Try them today at El Pollo Loco. And by Longo Toyota, #1 for 49 straight years. There must be a reason. Why go anywhere else? No score as we begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Trout, Pujols, and Marte here in the 4th against Sean Manaea. Matching zeros with Jared Weaver. He's allowed 2 base runners, a hit by a pitch. It's Calhoun in the 1st, and then Trout followed with a single. So Mike's 1 for 1. Breaking ball for a strike to even the count.
Yeah, we went to the changeup, and Trout has been very good on all speed pitches and breaking balls this season. 304 batting average on those pitches. On base percentage, 438. This will be another record for Mike Trout. Another 2-1 count. See, this is the time where Manaea will throw something off speed. Lower part of the strike zone, middle part of the plate. Trout has been all over an off-speed pitch there. So looking at this pattern here, it's been off-speed and then fastballs up.
Two on the way. Fouls it back. Watch out. Boy, I got in the seats quickly. Unfortunately, didn't get anybody. Just around the netting. Talking about a fastball in on the hands.
Boy, Trout this year against Oakland, 25 for 59. All over 400 batting average for Trout this season against Oakland.
Just missed off the plate.
Another at bat, seeing quite a few pitches for Trout. 4.43 pitches per plate appearance for Trout.
And that is hammered out to deep left field, and no doubter. Halos lead it 1-0. 29th of the season for Trout.
What do we say about off speed and down and middle? And it's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. 3-2 pitch, off speed, down, middle of the plate. Trout crushed it. 29th home run, 98th RBI of the season for Mike Trout, and his 21st career home run against the Oakland A's. That went way out.
Getting closer and closer to round numbers. Looking for 30 and 100. Trying to get to 30 stolen bases. Albert takes downstairs.
I mean, his numbers against Oakland this year, 26 for 60 with 5 home runs.
Albert fouls it back. 1-1.
That's a 433 batting average.
Trout at 27 stolen bases. This game tonight, and then 5 more after this. And another full count. This is a half-hearted swing. Albert fooled on it. It's played by Simeon on the short hop. 1 down.
And another run scored for Trout.
That's what, 124 now?
Trout now with
121.
121. 110 walks. And on base percentage, 438. A little bit higher now with on base twice today. Or that time running around the bases.
Marte grounded out at his first at bat. Lofts this one fouling out of play. 1 ball and strike.
We can see the hitters is trying to slow down Manaea 3 times already in this game. Trying to step out, throw him off his rhythm.
Marte goes down swinging on the high fastball. 2 down, 3rd strikeout for Manaea. I don't find him to be super slow, or super quick.
No.
He's kind of a normal pace for him. For a starter.
Very under control when you look at his body language out there on the mound.
I mean, Brad Peacock the other night for the Houston Astros. What was that, Friday night?
Yeah. He was unbelievably quick.
That was crazy quick.
That was Mark Burley type quick.
Those are great for getaway days.
Yes.
I mean, that should be mandatory.
Bring Burley out of retirement.
Peacock, all those guys, they have to pitch on those days.
Roy Halladay was very quick too.
Crow bounces it over to Healy at 3rd base. So Manaea settles down, gives up the leadoff home run to Trout. Mike's 29th of the season. The Angels take an early 1-0 lead.
What a swing that was. What an at-bat it was for Trout. Once again, put himself in position to get an off-speed pitch. 29th home run of the season for Trout. Fans are happy.
Is October. The NLDS starts October the 7th on FS1.
Chicago Cubs. 100 wins now with the win today. National Dodgers have clinched that division. That wild card race, though. St. Louis playing Cincinnati right now. We played them earlier today at home. Unbelievable to lose that game. Not only lose it, 15-2.
Yeah, they got thumped. Chris Davis looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Davis, Alonso, and Valencia for the Angels here in for the A's, I should say, in the 5th. Weaver's faced 12. He's retired all 12. Davis a strikeout, victim in the 2nd. Ground ball, and this one to short. One down.
Weaver so far been excellent. 4 1/3. With base runners, 3 punch-outs for Weave. Mentioned those numbers in his career against Oakland 14 game winner, 11 losses, but 7-4 here at the Big A with an ERA under 2 for Weaver against Oakland.
Alonso takes downstairs. The first baseman is a strikeout victim in the second. One of 3 punch-outs for Weaver. It's been a nice September with .310 batting average. It's 31 doubles on the year. 53 runs batted in. First season with Oakland. With off-speed pitch. Pulled the string. Evens a count at a ball at a strike. One and two.
In my Hyundai key for this game for Weaver and the Angels to be successful, heart of a champion. We've seen it throughout his career as an Angel, certainly on display here tonight. Weaver hitting his spots throughout.
That's a little slider that got voted the first time around, first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Alonso, odd splits in a game. .299 batting average from the 7th inning on. .231 batting average from innings 1 through 6. This one's out towards center and off the end of the bat. Swing may have fooled Trout a little bit, but he's able to recover. Trout's.
You know, when you think about pitching, and there's a lot of guys that throw upper 90s, and that wow factor as far as the swing and miss and those firm fastballs, but Weaver knows how to pitch. Hits the spots so well, changes speeds. As the season has progressed, he's felt much, much better, more confident with his fastball. Again, it's not upper 90s. He's around that 84, 85, 86 range, but it's a little bit more movement, and he feels better with that pitch. This set up his slider, curve, and change.
Valencia takes a strike. It's the 59th pitch thrown by Jared. 42 strikes so far. Mentioned earlier when Valencia was up the first time that it bounced him around the lineup. Different spots in the field defensively.
.42 strikes. It was 59 pitches thrown for Weaver.
The 1 changeup fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Fifth 0-2 count for Weaver in this game.
This one pulled to the left side, and Escobar can't come up with it. It's a 2-out base hit for Danny Valencia, the first base runner of the game for the Athletics.
Shortstop number 10, Marcus.
Try to sneak a fastball inside. Valencia able to get the barrel of the bat on the baseball and just got it by Escobar at third. First base run of the game for the A's. First time out of the stretch position for Weaver. The first pitch always important to hit your spot when you haven't been in that position throughout this game.
You're just talking about the National League, or National League wild card in the American League as far as the wild card. Seattle and Houston starting a series there. 3-3 that game in the bottom of the 9th. Short schedule throughout Major League Baseball on this Monday. Upstairs, Simeon hit a fly ball to center field, leading off the third. So he's 0 for 1.
See those numbers as far as shortstops and home runs. Very impressive. Simeon.
This one over to third. This goes foul.
But what a story! What a story Trevor Story was. Then he got hurt. He was putting up unbelievable numbers for Colorado before getting hurt. Seager. Corey Seager's having a fantastic season for the Dodgers. By the way, what a way for Vin Scully to have his last game at home yesterday for the Dodgers to walk off on a home run, win the division on that home run ball.
That's so Hollywood right there.
Yes.
Man. Seriously, you talk about a script.
We've been lucky enough to have many conversations with Vin Scully. It was great to see that.
I'm sure he would appreciate it if it had been done at the bottom of the ninth and it just been over and not played the 10th inning. Especially on a hot day. Smoking hot here in the Southland. But great tribute. Valencia's on the move to throw down by Bandy. He's on the shortstop side. And Valencia picks up a stolen base.
He's looking in to see if he kept the tag applied to Valencia.
That's the first of the year for Valencia.
Well, there's some. It depends if he kept the glove on. See, the foot hits the base, but then there's separation right there. If he keeps it on them, they have a shot, but I don't think he kept it on him at that point.
This should be able to tell you a little bit better.
So he's still on the base at that point when the tag is on him. Now, foot is off. Is the tag on him still?
Yeah, it's tough to tell with that shot. Almost too tight of a shot to follow the glove. Again, it's got to be definitive.
Dino Ebel's looking in and saying he doesn't think he has enough evidence to be able to get a chance to overturn that when going into Steve Solis. See the tag?
No, I don't think that he did.
Yeah, if he kept it on him all the way through, yes. I think he's at that point got back to the base.
Agreed. No challenge.
Good decision not to.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Simeon, 2 outs. 1-0 Angels on a Trout home run. Payoff pitch. Simeon just gets a piece of it, keeps his at bat alive.
Good location for a slider there for Weaver. I think it bad for Weaver here against a guy that's had some pretty good success against him. 7 for 21. 333 batting average for Simeon against Weaver.
Upstairs, and he walked him. So first base hit, first walk. Puts 2 men on here with 2 outs. And Bruce Maxwell coming to the plate.
Catcher number 63, Bruce Maxwell.
More of a breather right there for Bandy going out to talk with Weaver. Something always keep an eye on. You never know with Simmons. Can always put a pick on at second base.
Maxwell a fly ball to center in his first AB. A little check swing foul. Oh, nice catch. A's fan to boot. Right at him.
What a play. Let's see, using 2 hands.
Yeah, reminds me of a young me.
Okay, Torrey.
Torrey Hunter once said. That's still the best quote.
It is.
0-1. This one lifted foul and out of play. See if they get another fine defensive play in the seats. Not so much. They're headed to the 10th in Houston. Tied at 3. Mariners and the Astros.
Seattle had a 3-1 lead. both trying to stay alive in the wild card race.
Yeah.
Toronto lost today, and Detroit.
Seattle 2.5 back. Houston 3 back in the second wild card spot. So Baltimore picks up a half game just by being idle. So they are now 1 back of that first wild card spot. They currently reside in the second one. 0-2. Maxwell ground ball to third. Should do it. Escobar goes to second base. Just take the out at first, man. Just take the out at first.
I was a little nervous
about
that one.
it. We enter the bottom of the 5th inning. Angels up 1-0. Appreciation Day. The Angels will celebrate our fans as we take on the Astros at 12:05. Fans in attendance will have the chance to win great prizes from Bio Spa, Nexen Tire, and Yard House. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets. Yard House.
Yes.
Especially on a warm day. A 32-ouncer. Maybe for Friday, Saturday's Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Simmons, Bandy, and Petit for the Angels here in the bottom of the 5th. Bouncer toward third. Healy comes in on it. That's a fair ball. Off balance throw, and Alonso. Nice dig out of the dirt. He's had a couple of those tonight.
And he's done a nice job at first base. It's a very difficult play, too, especially with the runner going down the line like that. And Healy coming in on the baseball. Going to be a fair ball, off balance throw, a low throw that runs towards the runner going down the line. So a difficult play for a first baseman. But Alonso able to scoop that low throw and get Simmons by a stride.
Oh, 1 count on Jed Bandy, who struck out looking in the second inning. Three strikeouts for Manaea, no walks. 2 hits allowed. The single by Trout in the first, the home run by Trout in the fourth. One and two.
We were shaking his head, throwing the ball very, very well. Retired the first 14 batters. And he allowed 1 hit, 1 walk so far through 5 innings. 71 pitches thrown for Weave.
Why is Garrett getting ready?
And we know Weaver very, very well. Possible to get that baseball out of his hand unless he's fatigued or not feeling real well as far as pitching. Wait and see how it works out.
Trying to stretch a little bit there. 2-2 on the way. Bandy rolls it toward third. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
We'll talk about Healy on the defensive side for Oakland. Anytime you have a left-handed pitcher on the mound, especially with a good changeup and slider, you're going to get some action. He's already had 4 ground balls his way for Healy.
Petit cues it foul for a strike. Oh for 1. Ground ball to short. Now with a 1-2-3 inning, we will head to the 6th. We'll see if Weaver's coming back out or if he's done. The Angels have a 1-0 lead. Departing this ball game, clearly looking uncomfortable as he walks out of the dugout and down the steps. And it's Dale Lascara taking over on the mound for him. Their last pitched on Friday at Houston. Did not retire a batter, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, although both were unearned. As a matter of fact, didn't he gave up some inherited runs, but 5 total runs charged to him. It's pretty clean living. Sure, in and out, who's in, who's out.
And Garrett really, for the most part, has thrown the ball very well. He has a plus changeup. He's 43rd game, 36 strikeouts, 51 in the third. That changeup very good. Fastball's around 90, changeup 80, slider. Hopefully Weaver's okay, and we know him so well. He never wants to depart in a game at all.
9-1-2 for Seattle, or pardon me, for Oakland. I'm watching the Seattle game here in the booth as well. We currently have a couple of men on in the top of the 10th. Remember to weave in and out of
yes.
play for both games.
There you go.
Brett Eidner, the center fielder, grounded out of the third. So he's 0 for 1. He'll be followed by Wendell and then Vogt. One ball, one strike. Deep counts and hitters counts been the problem for Guerra of late.
Yeah, when he was on a really good roll there in the beginning part, most of the season, I should say, get ahead with the fastball and then finish off hitters with his changeup. Great location, both sides of the plate, and down with his changeup.
Broken bat roller to short. The left side of the infield on both sides has been very busy tonight. One away.
Weaver got 6 ground ball outs today in this game, which is certainly highly unusual for Weave. More so a fly ball strikeout pitcher. Did have 19 double plays turned behind him this season, which is a career high for Weave.
5 innings tonight, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Here's Joey Wendell, the second baseman. Takes upstairs. Wendell 0 for 2, a ground ball to short, and a fly ball to center. We're heading to the bottom of the 10th now at Houston, still tied at 3. She had a couple of men on against Ken Giles in the top of the inning. Got out of it. That game and this game, the only 2 games still being played. We mentioned that short schedule. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 7-5. Cleveland over the Tigers 7-4. Milwaukee beat Texas 8-3. White Sox over the Rays 7-1. As far as the American League slate, Milwaukee, Texas, interleague.
Serious scores in the National League as far as run totals. Arizona beats the Nationals 14-4. That Pittsburgh Nationals game got a little bit testy yesterday.
Yep. Cubs, Diamondbacks, and the Reds combined to score 41 runs tonight.
It's pretty quick, good math.
Cal remains at the ball and 2 strikes. Only run in this game, a Mike Trout home run. That came leading off the 4th. 29th of the season, 98th run batted in. Anaya has thrown the ball well. That was on a 3-2 pitch. Anaya with 3 strikeouts, no walks. Just 2 hits allowed. Changeup bounced up the middle. 2 down.
And it looked like Guerra initially put his hand up there, the pitching hand, and brought it back. That's why you look back to see where your middle infielders are situated behind you. And Simmons was right behind Guerra. Pulled the hand back, able to make the play at first.
Two outs, nobody on for Stephen Vogt. Struck out in the first, and a fly ball to left in the 4th. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 2-0. Three balls and no strikes. Ryan Healy on deck.
Generally Vogt very patient at the plate, but he may be swinging 3-0 if he gets a fastball here. Took that fastball right down the heart of the plate.
Late on that one, full count. Full count with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's payoff. Lifted foul.
Went back-to-back fastballs. This time a changeup that was upstairs, though. If it's down and away, perfect pitch.
Petit down a shallow right with the shift on. Another 3-2, and that is hammered out to right field, and we're going to be tied at 1. Well, Oscara gives up a 2-out home run. And Stephen Vogt picks up his 13th home run of the season, his 11th solo shot. Again, a good fastball hitter. You're trying to throw a fastball by him.
And he was sitting on a fastball there and got one to turn on. 13th home run.
Third baseman, number
Barrel of the bat,
48,
hooks that one right in the right field, into the stands.
Weaver, by the way, we're being told left because of lower back tightness, and it looked that way as he was walking out of the dugout. So his chance for a W disappears. And then Guerra spikes the first one for ball 1. He's behind all 4 batters this inning. At least 1-0. Haley twice is grounded out, once to short, once to second, but both on the left side of the infield with the shift on. That's driven out to deep left center field. Marte moving back. That one is going to go off the base of the wall. Trying to get the second is Healy. Pretty good throw by Marte, and Ryan gets in there with a double, his 17th.
A little bit of a top hand swing. I thought off the bat that had a chance getting out. Nice play by Marte, getting that in quickly, making a close play at second.
Left fielder, number 2, Chris Davis.
It's an elevated fastball again. Lower part of the wall played perfectly by Marte. Firm throw in the second. Healy able to slide in with his 17th double.
Nagy out to pay a visit. Movement in the Angels' pen. Got Chris Davis coming to the plate with a man in scoring position. Back-to-back hits, extra base hits, the home run. And now a double as Cody Ige against Salusa. Jose Valdez will join him. Davis a strikeout and a ground out.
Always aggressive. Very good numbers in his career here in this ballpark with 3 home runs, 10 for 30.
One ball, one strike. Two-one count.
He really just has been inconsistent with his feel for his fastball for Guerra. He's needed that pitch in the strike zone to set up his very good changeup, but he's been forced to throw changeup a number of times behind in the count. It's been effective sometimes, but then forced back to a fastball, and that's what's been hit.
Three-one count now.
And the home run to Vogt, fastball. The double to Healy, a fastball upstairs.
Changeup lifted foul. Long top of the 6th inning. Will Scarab giving up the home run to Stephen Vogt to tie it up. Healy follow with a double. Now Davis with a full count.
Newman all-speed pitch 3-2. And still try to avoid a fastball against him. 3-2 count. Davis super quick. Good power the other way too.
Yonder Alonso on deck. Back toward the middle. Simmons. Nope, it's Petit to the backhand. Low throw. Crone digs it out. And this top of the 6th is in the books. But Stephen Vogt with one swing of the bat ties things up as he hits his 13th of the season. It's a 1-1 game. Sixth inning. I remind you can follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat App. You've got 5 more games to do so. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Top of the order for the Angels here, the bottom of the 6th. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout. John Manaea, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed, and 1 hit batter. Throwing the ball well. He's retired Escobar twice on a ground out and a fly ball to center. As this one's lifted foul down the right field line, slicing out of play.
Manaea's done a nice job as far as a low pitch count also. The 67 pitches coming into the 6th inning. 48 strikes. That got a lot of the strike zone, but unable to frame it. Maxwell behind the plate. See that pitch count? Very impressive as far as strikes as compared to balls.
(3-1). Escobar bounces it to second. One down.
Right fielder, number 56, Cole Calhoun.
Cole tonight 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch back in the first, struck out in the third. Takes upstairs. This is ripped into right field, a base hit. Cole's on board with 1 out, and it'll bring up Trout.
And Mike Trout coming to the plate. Last at bat is our top tier play, brought to you by Arco in the 4th inning. 3-2 changeup. Trout drives that out of the ballpark. 29th home run, 98 RBI of the season. 2 for 2 so far in this game for Mike Trout. Pretty consistent numbers as far as the home runs in his young career for Mike Trout. Well, the hit speed off the bat, 104 miles an hour. That's on a changeup. So Trout creating all that power on that swing. The Trout farm excited. See if he can hook one down there now.
Off the plate, it's 2 balls, no strikes. Now Albert on deck.
Wonder if Trout will get a fastball here, 3-0. If he gets one, look for him to be aggressive.
Got one. Looks like he was trying to go up inside out. The pitch was down and away from him. He hasn't gone oppo too often this year, has he? Been a while.
I mean, it's about one or two right down there in the corner.
3-1 pitch off the plate. It's ball 4. So 2 on with 1 out.
Another walk giving Trout 111 this season.
Designated hitters, number 5, Albert.
Kurt Young, pitching coach for the A's, going to go out and have a quick visit with Minaya. Mike Trout with that walk, 111th. Most walks in one season in Angels history. Tony Phillips with the record with 113. Troy Gloss with 112. Trout passed his mark. He made 110 back in 2013.
Tony Phillips just 119 shy of Barry Bonds' 232 walks back in 04.
What was his on-base percentage that year? It was over 500, wasn't it? Something crazy like that for Bonds?
04.
What do you mean? I want to say it felt like it was close to 600. Yeah.
609. OPS was 1422.
Pretty solid year, you think?
Yeah. Saw the ball clearly that year. This one grounded over to third. That's going to be a 5-4-3 round the horn double play. We will head to the 7th, tied at 1. Brought to you by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. 1-1 ties. We start the 7th. Mike Trout hit his 29th home run of the year, 98th RBI in the 4th, but Stephen Vogt tied it up off of Dale Lascare in the 6th inning. That's where we stand right now. Garrett, by the way, 1 inning. 1 run, 2 hits, a double and a home run. No strikeouts, no walks. And Jose Valdez takes over now. It's his 23rd game. 2-3 record, a 4.95 ERA. He will face Alonso, Valencia, and Simeon for the Athletics here in the 7th. Jose last pitched on Saturday in Houston. Went 1 inning, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. The bullpen that is running on fumes down the stretch. Used quite a bit. Down to Alonso 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to center. At 6 straight batters, 1-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes now. And he's going to go out and talk things over. Tough season for Charles Nagy. All the injuries the Angels had, especially the rotation, putting the pressure on the bullpen. But you're also dealing with guys in the pen that limited experience or limited success at the major league level. As this one's out towards shallow left center. Trout will make the running catch.
Something he's been proud of this year, that the Angels lead the American League as far as 12 shutouts as a team.
Right fielder, number 26, Danny Valencia.
Now you're talking about Valdez, Ramirez, Daniel Wright, Cody Ege, just to name a few that are cast-offs from other teams, whether it's the Marlins, the Tigers in Valdez's case, the Reds in the case for Ramirez, Guerra, essentially cast off.
I think Nagy's been doing a pretty solid job with Ramirez of late as far as making him trust his fastball in the lower part of the strike zone. He's had a good sink action, getting a lot of quick ground ball outs.
No question, it's got to be a focus this offseason. Among other questions this team has. Valencia.
Tyler,
the count of 2-0.
Tyler Skaggs going to throw a full bullpen tomorrow. Garrett Richards is going to throw a bullpen and to some live batters on Wednesday, which is a great sign.
3-0. And I think you start looking at the rotation going into 2017. There's Shu.
That's great to see Shu here.
But you'd have Garrett can come back. Huge lift the front part of that rotation. Skaggs continues to evolve. Shu comes back. Everything is fine. At least you got 3/5 of rotation there. You kind of go from there. Ricky Nolasco will be back. He's got one more year in his deal. If he pitches like the last couple of outings that he's had all season.
And he's been outstanding these last 5-6 games. Yeah, but Richards is scheduled to pitch in a game in the Arizona Instructional League on Monday. Probably go around 2 innings. Then another 3 innings, and then maybe 4+ innings. And there's Ricky Nolasco, who's pitching tomorrow night. He's, like I mentioned, throwing the ball exceptionally well of late.
Valencia fouls it off. Seattle, by the way, has scored a run. So they lead at 4-3 in the bottom of the 11th at Minute Maid Park.
That's Robinson Cano. Don't you know? Home run.
Astros have a man on with 1 out. Valdez at full count here. Will go down swinging. Valencia. He's out number 2.
Shortstop, number 10, Marcus Semien.
Take a look at the hot, the probables for the rest of the series tomorrow night and Wednesday night.
Sonny Gray pitching on Wednesday for Oakland. Some power arms in that game with Alex Meyer. He threw the ball very well, although the line score at the end didn't look as good as he threw the ball in Houston.
That's a strike. Semien wanted time, wasn't granted. Now they're saying no pitch now. Now, Jose likes to quick pitch a lot. Maybe just Semien hadn't settled into the batter's box yet, and that's why he backed out quickly.
No pitch.
No pitch. Well, I don't know about you, man. He looked like he was in the batter's box ready to go.
Yeah. And you know, that's the pitch where Johnny Cueto has really used a lot last year, and into this season, that's a pitch that we've seen quite a bit in baseball. There's no one on base. You don't have to come to a stop.
That would have been the first batter he got ahead of. Two and 0. Semien a fly ball to center to walk. Nick Vincent trying to close it out for Seattle. 2 on, 1 out for Houston at the bottom of the 11th. Off the plate. 3-1. Here's a 1-1 tie. We are in the 7th. That is skied to right. Playable for Cole. 1-2-3 inning for Valdez. Stretch time here at the Big 8. It's a 1-1 game heading to the bottom of the 7th. Jeffrey Marte will lead things off here. He'll be followed by C.J. Cron and then Andrelton Simmons. Sean Manaea, the starter for Oakland, still on the bump. 78 pitches. He's been very effective tonight with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 3 hits allowed. Take grounds this to the left side. Healy's got it. Goes into the slide. 1 out.
Certainly got a lot of action. Ground balls his way today. In the hole between short and third, went into a slide, which we see quite a bit from infielders now.
Staying on your feet's overrated nowadays.
Especially allows you to get a much easier throw. Get to that baseball, plant your feet, and then throw over the first base.
Cron 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. Off speed upstairs. Line toward short, pass Simeon, a base hit. 1 out single, puts a man on. And it's a final in Houston. Mariners took game 1 of that series 4-3. That's a dagger. The Astros hopes.
And a couple of late game losses to the Angels. Just when they were playing very good baseball of late, the Astros. A team that a lot of people were picking to represent the American League in the World Series coming into this season.
Here's Andrelton Simmons, 0 for 2. He'll take outside. Simmons drives it out toward right center. Eibner moves over, 2 down. Look at the wild card standings in the American League. That loss by Houston, win by Seattle has the Mariners now tied with the Tigers, 2 back of the idle Baltimore Orioles for that second wild card spot. Houston now 3.5 back with 5 to play.
very difficult, especially when you have a couple clubs to pass to be able to get in there now for the Astros. We'll end up the season here at the Big A weekend series.
No balls in his strike. Andy fouling this one off. He's 0 for 2 tonight. A strike down and a ground ball to third. Broken bat liner, and we will head to the 8th. Still tied at 1.
The Angels to pitch the top of the 8th. It's the Angels and the A's tied at 1. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Simple requests and Angels victory and no extras. Hopefully not too much to ask. Either way, I'm here with Jose Mota, Tim Salmon for Angels Live, brought to you by your SoCal Mazda dealers. And Alex Curry will get the interviews. Hopefully find out from Mike Scioscia what's going on with Jared Weaver, who pitched great in 5 innings but left the game with the lower back tightness. Now, listen, his ERA, Mark Cuba's Victor Rojas, 5.06 right now. Do you think it matters to Jared if he goes 2 1/3 in his last start? With the 0 runs allowed, it goes under 5. Would that look good in the back of the bubblegum card, under 5?
I think he's pretty chapped if he just goes 2 1/3.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
How about 6? How about 6 and 2 runs then?
I'll take 6 and 0 runs and a W for Weaver's next start out.
41st game for J.C. Ramirez.
Yeah, can you imagine Mike Scioscia? Hey, you went 2 and 2 2/3, 2 1/3. Hey, your ERA's under 5. Give me that baseball.
Congratulations on your 4.99 ERA.
Yeah, Scioscia never likes going out there to Weave, no matter what the circumstance is.
1 ball, no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. My oh my. Bruce Maxwell 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to third. Three and 0.
And you got to trust that movement, start middle of the plate. When you start on the corner with that movement, it's very difficult to hit the strike zone and get the umpire the call to strike.
He's been around forever, and this has been the issue that he's always had. Great arm, just unable to put it all together. 3-1. This is a shot past Escobar. Maxwell, good piece of hitting inside out. Marte gets to it and will hold Maxwell to a single.
Good try there at third by Escobar, and a nice play by Marte to cut that one off, preventing double.
Center fielder, number 39,
96-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner part of the plate, inside out, and lines it just past Escobar. The play well by Marte to keep him to a single.
Max Muncy, the pinch runner at first base. There's Brett Eibner. Eibner tonight 0 for 2, twice is grounded out. Bunts it foul.
That's one of those pitches you just hope it hits the bat, not your hand. That was running in on him at 96. See where his hand is located, how close that came. Hitting his fingers at 96.
Escobar in on the grass at third. 0-1 count on Eibner.
It's a pretty good pitch. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Bandy setting up a way, but has to reach back a little bit, but that ball crossed the plate, middle part of the plate, lower part of the strike zone at 96.
Bunts it in the air. Crone gloves it. One down.
Well, you always try to throw a fastball upstairs. Very difficult to bunt. But even more so when it's up and in like that.
second baseman, number 53,
Just running up in again, almost by the hand. This time pops it up. Crone able to run it down.
Just one sacrifice on the season for Eibner. Fails to advance Muncy. He's still at first, one out. Joey Wendell coming up. 0 for 3 so far tonight with a couple of ground outs and a fly ball to center. Both teams with 4 hits. A's have stranded 3. The Angels have left 4 on. Bouncer towards short, should be 2. Simmons to Petit on the first, got a double play. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. Still tied at 1. for Shamanaya. And I tell you what a job by Shamanaya, to be perfectly honest with you. Second career start against the Angels tonight. He went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run. Of course, that was on the Trout home run. But he really worked both sides of the plate nicely.
Very impressive, considering what his numbers were on the road this year. 5.77, this 1-6 mark.
Halos will send up 9-1-2 against Ryan Dole. Dole's 69th game, 5-4 mark, a 2.24 ERA. And it looks like Rafi Ortega is going to lead things off. Dole will throw to a new battery mate. And it looks like it's Stephen Vogt that's behind the plate.
So no more DH.
Yeah, the A's have given up their DH. Ryan Dole will bat in that number 8 spot. Kind of odd, but okay, we'll roll with it. .225 average for Ortega. This is Gregorio Petit's spot in the order. Ortega's a pinch hitter, 5 for 8 with 4 runs batted in. Takes a strike and it evens the count at 1-1.
And Dole has done a real good job out of the bullpen for Oakland. Fastball's 89-92 range. Slider has a very good slider and changeup.
Breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Escobar on deck. Taking fouls this one back.
That go off Mark Langston's hand.
Yes, it did.
All those Gold Gloves he won.
Not so golden now, is he? Other than his locks.
7 Gold Gloves. Hey, when you have 7 Gold Gloves, you don't have to worry about making a play anymore.
Was Terry hiding underneath the desk?
No, Terry was right there for him.
Right where? Picking up the ball? Yeah, in the vicinity doesn't count. 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Lead off man pinch hitting here. And that's off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Pretty amazing though when you look at the strikeout total. 71 coming in the game and 72 in the third. When he doesn't have an overpowering fastball, it's a pretty good indication how well he spots his pitches.
Payoff pitch. Ortega strikes out, swinging 1 down. Right after him with a fastball.
In upper part of the strike zone with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball and gets it by Ortega. Set up by those backdoor sliders in that at bat. Not a big guy, but he will go right after you in the strike zone.
He now looks at a strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of ground downs and a fly ball to center. Dole, 26-year-old, North Carolina native, 32nd round pick in 2012.
Pretty good scouting to get a solid pitcher like this that late in the draft.
Got into 13 games last year. Mentioned this is 69th this season. Product of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1. Calhoun on deck.
Should get a fastball here.
Gets one, he rips it right back up the middle for a 1-out single.
Reason why I always think that who's on deck. Good power swing, and Cole Calhoun on deck behind the count 3-1, willing to challenge Escobar with a fastball, and Escobar lines that one right back up the middle. This is a very solid swing.
You're now 2 for 4 against Dole. As Cole comes up. Cole 1 for 2. Career against the youngster. Cole tonight on board twice with a hit by a pitch in the first and a single in the 6th. Off the plate. One-0 count. Escobar over at first. He's on the move, so a little hit and run. It's fouled off. Cole pulls it down the line. That's a fair ball inside the bag and toward the corner. Escobar rounding second, headed to third. Nice job in right field by Valencia to get the baseball back in, and it's a double as Escobar ends up at third base.
Good swing there. Nice play by Valencia, infielder by trade, playing in right field. He does have 5 outfield assists in right field. Valencia, off speed, little slider, went down and in. But Cole Calhoun ready, lines that one right past. Alonso has been very good at first base today on the low throws. And Renegade going down the line, sees that Valencia has that baseball, stops Escobar right at third base. Going to walk Trout here to load the bases for Albert Pujols.
Yeah, I figured they were going to intentionally walk him here with first base open. Makes sense. Pujols 0 for 3 tonight, and grounded into a double play that ended the 6th inning in his last at-bat.
Gives Trout now 112 walks on the season, 4 times on base tonight.
This will be the 12th intentional walk of the season for Trout.
One thing that Dole likes to do, especially on that first pitch, is try throw a slider. See if Albert's ready for it.
Albert 1 for 5 against Dole. Five for 15 this year with the bases loaded. He has Escobar standing at third, Calhoun at second, Trout at first. It's a 1-1 game with 1 out here in the 8th. First one's a breaking ball, it misses low.
So that's 73 RBI in his last 80 games for Albert.
Infield back looking for the double play ball. The only guy playing in is Alonso at first at the cut of the grass. 1-0 pitch and a cue shot up the first base line. That'll be a tough play. Dole bobbles it. They get the out at first. It doesn't matter. The run comes across and the Angels have retaken the lead 2-1.
I think Dole was better suited to try to make that play at the plate He had a shot. Had a lot of spin on the baseball. Albert picks up another RBI. See that ground ball right away. You have a shot at the plate. Could not handle that slow roller by Albert.
I think that was his intent.
Look at that spin. Look at the rotation of those seams. It hits the side of his glove. 119 RBI over the season for Albert.
And he'll take it.
Yeah, not exactly how he wanted that one, but job is done.
35, 40 feet, doesn't matter. Works. It's an RBI. 2-1 Halos. Here's Marte. Looks at an off-speed pitch for the strike. Andrew Bailey getting ready. 2 outs. Calhoun at third, Trout at second. Jeffrey fouls it back. Starting left fielder tonight, 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. You're Bob Melvin, Mark Conce, Ron Washington. Nothing you can do about that. You made a pretty good pitch.
It worked perfectly for you, really.
This one's Scott on the first base side, and it'll drift out of play.
You threw back-to-back sliders. You get Albert to expand the zone. You get a slow ground ball, but it had spin on it, and Dole unable to make the play on it.
That's that one with so much spin. You really have to watch it into the glove.
Yeah, you can't look up to see where the runner is.
So tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The A's will have Vogt, Healy, and Davis due up in the ninth. That's 2, 3, and 4. Check swing roller under the glove. Wendell comes in, off balance throw, gets Marte. And this 8th is in the books, but the Angels do get a run. We'll head to the 9th. Halos leading at 2-1. Two, 3, and 4 coming up for the Oakland Athletics. Shane Robinson is the new left fielder taking over for Jeffrey Marte. Cliff Pennington takes over at second base. As Gregorio Petit was pinch hit for by Rafael Ortega, and it's Andrew Bailey taking over on the mound. Well, he's done a nice job since joining the Angels. This will be his 11th appearance for the Halos. No record, a 2.89 ERA, 5 saves, 9 in the 3rd inning, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Fastball has been very good too, Victor, for Bailey, and a little cut fastball, breakable with slider and curve and change.
Trying to close it out for J.C. Ramirez, who's the pitcher of record. There's Ryan Dole. Soaked up the 1 run that gave the Angels the lead in the 8th. Stephen Vogt tonight, 1 for 3. He homered in the 6th inning off Deola Scarab. That time they scored 1. Slices it foul. No balls in his strike. 13th home run for Vogt. 11th solo shot for him. Oh, 2 count. Bailey last pitched on Saturday. At 1 inning. Gave up a hit at 1 strikeout, total of 13 pitches. Little cue shot up the third base line. Better get that if it goes foul. Stays foul. Never know. Still an 0-2 count.
Yeah, the way we've seen the baseball roll back into play. And being an infield hit.
Popped up. Third base side. Bandy racing over. Makes the play. Falls to a knee. Did he hang on? He did.
What a play.
Wow.
Remember dealing with some back issues himself just a few days ago. What a play by Jeff Bandy. Fans liking that play. Mike Trout looking up at the replay here at the stadium. Kept his eye on the baseball. Looks it in the glove and absorbs the contact. You're dealing with all those things towards that batting circle and everything. And Jeff Bandy never moved those eyes, kept his head still. Nice play. Scioscia's liking that play from Jeff Bandy.
Reminds Scioscia of a young him.
Mike Scioscia lives out in Thousand Oaks area. Jeff Bandy went to Thousand Oaks High School. Known each other for quite a while.
That's why I taught you that stuff. That's what he's telling him.
Yes. All those camps saw you when you were younger. That's how you make those plays in the pop-up.
Ryan Healy 1 for 3 with a double. Out to the base of the wall in left center. One ball and strike. Healy fouls it off. One ball, 2 strikes on Healy. Chris Davis, he of the 40 home runs this year on deck. Come back into the mound. Bailey's got it. 2 down. So Bailey not away from picking up his 6th save as an Angel. Chris Davis 0 for 3 with a strikeout, 2 groundouts. Takes a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Couple of solo home runs by Trout and Vogt. And a little squibber off the end of the bat by Albert. And the Angels, their second run in the 8th. Bailey trying to close it out. This is low. 1-2. Angels looking for their 10th win of the season against Oakland. 9-7 coming into play tonight. 5 left on the home schedule. 2 more against Oakland, 3 against the Astros beginning on Friday night. One-two on the way. Lifted foul. Challenge him.
I think you got to be careful. Fastball up and away. Against Davis, 10 opposite field home runs. So he has good power going the other way. We saw that earlier this season.
That pitch right there may set up for that breaking ball.
Yeah, same plane, down and away. Maybe even off the plate.
One-two. Breaking ball, rolled foul. That was a
yeah, that drifted
hanger,
back inside. You could tell exactly where Jet Bandy was set up.
Three infielders on the left side with Davis up and another 1-2. The breaking ball looked like he went around. They will check it. He did not. Pretty close. Ryan Blackney, the first base umpire, saying he didn't go.
See if he was able to keep from swinging. Yeah, he did a pretty good job of that. It's close.
I rung him up in my mind.
Yeah, you did.
He gone. But not really. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Pretty good take. That's a nasty slider.
Alonso on deck. Here comes the 3-2. And he walked him. A 2-out walk keeps this game going for Oakland. And Yonder Alonso will come to the plate.
First baseman, number 17, Yonder Alonso.
Alonso on the night, 0 for 3. A couple of fly balls to center and a strikeout.
Pennington playing well out in that outfield grass in right field.
Trout asking if they want him to play no doubles alignment.
Yeah, he's backing up now.
And shading Alonso a little bit towards the opposite way. Throw to first. Davis back.
Davis with just 1 stolen base. And caught twice.
One 1-0. Fastball upstairs. Jared Weaver tonight went 5 innings. 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Left after 5 because of a stiff lower back. Sean Manaea 1 run in his 7 innings. His second career start against the Angels. Bailey's the 4th reliever used by Mike Scioscia. Guerra, Valdez, and Ramirez all have gone 1. Bailey trying to get this 1 done. That's in there. 1-1. Cole deep in right, as is Trout at center. One. Fouled off to the left. 1-2. Nice catch down there. Another two-handed grab.
And we saw fans a couple times when they used two hands to make a play.
One-two pitch upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some frustration there for Bailey after delivering that one up and away.
That front shoulder opened up for him. Elevated the fastball.
Former Rookie of the Year as a member of the Oakland Athletics. New Jersey native. Let me guess, Eagles fan, right?
Oh, yeah, no question.
I say that jokingly. Of course he is. Now the 2-2. Out back, and that was a pretty good rip.
That's mislocation. Try to cut fastball that got a little too much to the plate. See that cut action, but it ended up drifting. And over a big part of the plate against a left-handed swing.
7 home runs on the season for Alonso. 53 driven home. Chris Davis working a 2-out walk. He's the tying run at first. Shift on with Pennington out at shallow right. Simmons on the right side of second base. And Escobar, the third baseman, at the shortstop position. 21 pitches so far for Andrew. Here's the 22nd. Alonso bounces a foul. So both Davis and now Alonso with prolonged plate appearances against Bailey after he retired the first 2 on a pop-up by Vogt and a comebacker by Healy.
And he's thrown 15 strikes of the 22 pitches he has thrown.
Another 2-2. This a bouncer to the right side should do it. Simmons takes it himself. Light that baby up as the Angels take the opener against Oakland by the final of 2-1.
Just a well-played game once again. Well-pitched game by both sides. Weaver threw the ball very well. Mike Trout with a game on base all 4 times, including home run number 29. Albert Pujols, that go-ahead run on an infield out as the Angels win this one. First game of this 3-game set, 2-1, but Weaver very good through 5. Left with a little bit of a back issue. Bullpen pretty solid the next 4 innings, be able to pick up the W. J.C. Ramirez got the win tonight.
Let's say if Weaver is all right in the next couple of days on paper scheduled to make a start. But Saturday would be his normal turn on 5 days rest. And it all depends on how his back feels after coming out of the game tonight. You'd hope that that's not the last of Jared Weaver in 2016, or perhaps ever in an Angels uniform.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. You'd like to see him come back out and have his kind of go out his own way, finish a game or whatever the case may be.
But what a solid effort by him tonight. It was perfect. Into that 5th inning, a base hit and a walk, and that's all he gave up in the game. Nice victory here to be able to come back and start this last homestand of the season, winning the first game against Oakland.
Andrew Bailey closing it out in the 9th inning. Picks up the save once again. He's done a nice job since joining the Angels. He's down on the field with Alex Curry.
Andrew, you've really stepped into this role for you nicely. You're 6 for 6 in save opportunities since joining this team. What's been the key to your success with the Angels?
I think just getting ahead of counts and putting guys away, obviously. And the team's done a good job lately of giving us a lead. And the bullpen's motto is just hand the ball off to the next guy.
Now, Jared Weaver really set the tone for this game tonight, retiring the first 14 batters that he faced. What's it like to see a veteran that locked in, that far into the game? Yeah,
he's been unbelievable this year. Hitting his spots, mixing speeds really well, and giving the bullpen a couple breathers here and there, and we need that. And he's thrown the ball really well for us all year.
Now this team is battling down the stretch right now. You guys have been playing very well. It's got to feel good to come home and really close out the season in front of the hometown crowd with a good win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've only been here a short time, but these fans are phenomenal, and I really enjoy playing here. I've always liked coming here as a visitor, so hopefully I found a home, and I think we're all, trying to finish strong, get ready for next year for sure.
Well, congratulations on your 6th save.
Thank you very much.
The Angels kick off this homestand against Oakland with a win, a final of 2-1. But stick around for Angels Live as Patrick O'Neill, Jose Mota, and Tim Salmon will break it all down next right here on Fox Sports West.